Welcome to the Equipped Disciple channel. My name is Rick McClatchy. I will be your host. We are here to be and to make disciples of Jesus, and we do that through daily devos, through Sunday sermons, and through other discipleship resources. We are here to equip you. All right, welcome into another day of your daily devos. I'm Pastor Rick. Come on in. Let's study the Bible together. Let's see what the Bible has to say to us today. We are ready to rock and roll into the second half of Proverbs chapter 16, verses 13 through 28. We're going to include a couple of verses from yesterday because I just feel like they kind of tie together, and you'll see what I mean when we jump into that. So here we go. Like and comment and subscribe. Do me a favor on that one. Show a little love, and would love to have you as a part of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the verses. Verse 13, the slacker says, "There's a lion in the road, a lion in the public square. A door turns on its hinges and a slacker on his bed." Basically, just that picture of being stuck, that picture of being stuck to your bed. I mean, have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like that before? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I have felt like that before. Maybe I had for a season, I was a little bit of a slacker. I don't know, but I have felt like I can't even get out of this bed. And that is, man, you got to run from that kind of a feeling. You got to take dominion over that thing, because you don't want to be, as a door turning on its hinges, a slacker on his bed and making up crazy excuses for why you can't go and get the job done, right? There's a lion in the road, a lion in the public square. I can't go out there. Like, come on now. That's not okay. The slacker buries his hand in his bowl, and he's too weary to even bring it to his mouth. I mean, the picture here of what the slacker is like and what he is doing is just, it's stark. It's crazy. And so you want to make sure, don't be a slacker, like the principle from Back to the Future we talked about a couple days ago. Man, you don't do it. Don't do it. Don't grow up and be a slacker. In his own eyes, yes, a slacker is wiser than 7 who can answer sensibly. I mean, are you seeing what I'm seeing right there? In his own eyes, a slacker is wiser than 7 who can answer sensibly. But that's how ridiculous the slacker gets. Because now I could say you think you're smarter than me, but smarter than 7 who can answer sensibly. Are you joking me right now, buddy? But a person who is passing by, oh man, this one is our trigger verse for the day. A person who's passing by and meddles in a quarrel that is not his is like one who grabs a dog by the ears. Have you ever grabbed a dog by the ears? And I'm not talking about your dog that loves you and just wants to lick your face. I'm talking about somebody else's dog that's trained to, to attack or whatever. And you go grab that dog by the ears, like in an aggressive kind of hurt it's not going to go well for you. You want to get bit right in the face. Like, that's kind of what you're asking for when you grab that dog by the ears. And the Bible's saying here, when you pass by and you meddle, not just meddle in someone's affairs, but meddle in their quarrel that is not yours, that you are not involved in, that you're going to get bit. Like, you're going to get your face bit off, So the Bible's really clear here to give us that wisdom. Don't be going in quarrel, meddling in someone else's quarrel. Just stay to your own business and apply yourself to the areas where it is appropriate for you to apply yourself to. Don't be jumping into other people's affairs. Don't be a meddler. Don't be a slacker, and don't be a meddler. Can I get an amen in the comments right there? Okay. So like a madman who throws flaming darts and deadly arrows, so is the person who deceives his neighbor and says, "I was only joking." I mean, have you ever known that person? Have you ever known that person where it's like, "Oh, but I was just joking. I mean, I said that, but I was just joking," because, they always say that a certain percentage of every joke is actually truth, right? There's, I don't know, I say 30%, I think is kind of the number that gets thrown out there. So 30% of every like snide remark or joke is true. Like there's an element of truth to it. Well, this is kind of sort of the same way where like a madman who throws flaming darts and deadly arrows, to get the picture of those things, is one who deceives his neighbor and says, I was only joking. So it's the dart that hits you, and then you're like, you feel the sting of it, and you're like, no, I'm fine. And then, 20 minutes later, you're like, poof, you get knocked out because it was a poison dart, and you didn't know. And it took a little time for your body to kind of metabolize the poison and for it to affect you. And that's the way it can kind of be when somebody is like, oh, I was just joking. It like, it stings a little bit at first, and they tell you they were just joking. You're like, oh, okay. And then you find out, no, it's actually true. There's actually something there that needs to be dealt with. So, don't just tell the truth to people, and don't use I was only joking as a way to get yourself out of a statement that you made that is true, but you didn't want to own. You didn't want to own what comes from saying that thing, And so let's jump on into the next verses there. Without wood, fire goes out. Without a gossip, conflict dies down. This is a hard one to hear. This is a hard one to hear, folks, because you recognize that some of the biggest fights, some of the biggest conflicts that you have are a result of you or me not being willing to just let it go. You don't always have to have the final word. You don't always have to be the last one to chip it in. So at some point, can you be the person that maybe stops the email chain and picks up the phone and says, hey, let's talk about this. Let's figure this out in a conciliatory kind of fashion, rather than boom and counterpoint and slam and dunk and whatever. Like, no, without wood, fire goes out. Stop putting wood on the fire and let the fire go out. So without a gossip, the conflict dies down. So stop talking to people about the problem that aren't part of the solution. That's really a great rule to live by. And so type in the comments right now, I want to be a part of the solution. Type that out. Like, I want to be a part of the solution, not one that contributes to the problem. As charcoal for embers and wood for fire, so is a quarrelsome person for kindling strife. So a quarrelsome person, somebody that's always just kind of nitpicky, won't let it go, doesn't have a motivation for unity and for coming together. Like, you are only interested in proving your own point. You are only interested in being right. It's kind of like what we've talked about with the fool throughout so much of the book of Proverbs. Is like, he's all good about airing his opinion, but he's not really interested in listening to anything anybody has to say. And that is what causes quarrels and problems and fires in people's relationships, is because we're actually just focused on getting to say the thing we want to say and not actually being heard, not actually hearing the other person, not actually understanding the other person. So don't be that quarrelsome person. Be a person that is full of love. Love is patient, and love is kind, and love seeks the best, and love doesn't keep any record of wrongs. So it's like, we want to live that kind of a way. That's the kind of thing we want to bring to the arguments and to the challenges. A gossip's words are like choice food that goes down into one's innermost being. And that is the trap of gossip, because it's delicious, because it's so desirable. It's so delicious. Like, I want to eat it. I want to have some more. And that's the problem, is we know we shouldn't. And yet there's something so temporarily or initially so satisfying about hearing and being a part of the gossip, of being in the know, and not having the FOMO, where you're missing out on something, but that all the tea, right? And so smooth lips with an evil heart are like glaze on an earthen vessel, making it look better than it is,
you get past that glaze and it's just a clay pot. It's not that good of a vessel. It's kind of cheap and it's easy to be broken. Verse 24 here, a hateful person disguises himself with his speech and harbors deceit within. When he speaks graciously, don't believe him, for there are 7 detestable things in his heart. Woof. So you just got to know that hateful person, that situation, like, don't be duped by their smooth talk. Though his hatred is concealed by deception, his evil will be revealed in the assembly. And so you get people around other people and they tend to get caught. They tend to get caught in their lies and it becomes exposed. The one who digs a pit will fall into it, and whoever rolls a stone, it will come back on him. And so it's just the beauty that God works out, is that so many times when people lay a trap for people set a snare for people, they end up getting caught in the very trap that they're setting for other people. Like Haman in the story of Esther and Mordecai in the book of Esther, where he builds a gallows for Mordecai and he ends up being the one that hangs. So poetic justice. A lying tongue hates those it crushes, and a flattering mouth causes ruin. So watch out for the lying tongue and the flattering mouth. Let's be people that speak the truth. And when truth needs to be spoken, specifically in love, because it might be hard, it might be a little bit of a hard truth to palate, right? Then we just take the time and the care to communicate with grace and really consider the heart of the other person as we are communicating. Don't come in with flattery. Don't come in with lying just to kind of get your way or to win some favor. So with that, a big hearty God bless you. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.